Hey CMA, I am coming to you today from Charlottesville, where we've got 25 of our leaders participating in the Moving Lives Forward Leadership Development Program. Before we get too far into December though, we got to talk a little bit about November and then all that we want to accomplish in the last month of the year, because as we all know, this is the most wonderful time of the year. It's also the month where we start feeling some urgency to make sure that we are hitting and accomplishing the goals that we set out for 2023. I hope that you're with me because this is a big month ahead. A couple other things happening in December. We also have lots of love and good spirits all around us, lots of kindness and giving happening. And there's a whole lot of sugar. We got sugar pumping through our veins. But the good news is sugar could also help us create some energy. Just don't let it, what do they call that? The sugar crash, about 4 o'clock when you eat too much. So enjoy yourselves, pay attention to your health so that we can have a fantastic December. So we kicked off the holiday season as a group on November 1st. We started our Orange Saturday event for the entire month of November. And Judy Anderson will be announcing the winning dealership of our Orange Saturday event. I think it's going to be this Friday. So look out for her video. But the best news of all about Orange Saturday, drum roll please, we raised over $58,000 for Boys and Girls Clubs across Virginia and into West Virginia. And that was not only from all of the vehicles that we sold, but there was some incredible generosity from our general managers and our executive managers making some personal contributions to the clubs in our area to even support these kids further than what we did just with our sales contributions. As everybody knows, the CMA Bike Drive is in full swing. We've already had a couple of markets make some contributions. The Valley team gave over 200 bikes to the Salvation Army last week. The Charlottesville team donated 77 bikes and $5,000 to the toy lift last Friday. We still have a lot going on, a lot of your markets still collecting bikes and making sure that these kids in our markets get their first piece of transportation and hopefully a really happy surprise under their Christmas tree or during their holiday season. During the month of November, here's the numbers. We actually sold fewer new and used vehicles this November than we did last year in November. And it's the first month in years that we've gone backwards. So just to give you more specifics, it was really just on the new vehicle sales side. We were off by 4.7% versus last year. On the used side, we were up 2.5%. But to give you some perspective, the industry as a whole across the country was actually up. They sold 8.8% more new vehicles this November than last November. So we did not stay on pace with all of our competitors and the other dealerships around us. This is a trend, or something that we don't want to become a trend, and we are digging in as a leadership team, really trying to understand where we can improve, if there are certain brands that we fell further behind on than others, what does our day supply and our inventory look like, and we're adjusting some of our marketing plans. On the service and parts side, we have some great news though. Our service labor sales increased 19% in November, and our parts sales were up 6% over last November. So great job to our fixed operations departments. We had a few records, a few fun facts that we want to share. I want to continue to highlight Colonial Kia and Colonial Chevrolet in Richmond for being #1 in the Richmond market for each of their respective brands and #1 for the year. Colonial Hyundai, I think this is the 3rd month in a row that I am giving them a huge shout out in their service department. They had an all-time record month in total sales and customer pay. Not just a record November, but absolute all-time record month. Colonial Auto Center, we had 2 highlights there. Sometimes people wonder why we highlight tire sales, because Colonial Auto Center had their best November ever in tire sales and also in overall parts. But when we sell a lot of tires, it is always an indication that we're doing a great job recommending proper maintenance to our customers. So great job to Colonial Auto Center. They were also up $61,000 this year in F&I. Shout out to Scott Draper and Mike Phillips for a great month. Over at Valley Honda, all-time, again, not just a November record, an all-time best ever month in our service department at Valley Honda, as well as a best November in our not just best November, best all time in the parts department and wholesale parts. So the whole back end of Valley Honda just crushed it during the month of November. Valley Chrysler had their best November ever in part sales, and Hyundai of Winchester had their best November ever for new and used total sales. Now, we had a lot of individuals who had personal bests this month. And when individuals are having a personal best, altogether it rolls up to a great team having an overall record. So here are the individuals. We need more people joining them in December so we can set some team records. Sam Clark in Charlottesville. He's only been with us 3 months. He's been Sales Associate of the Month for the last 3 months and continues to grow his sales and his outreach across the Charlottesville area. Sam, you're doing a great job on social media and bringing new customers and new clients into our company. Terrell Braxton. Terrell actually yesterday was in his first leadership training class with us, but this past month, 67% of the customers he worked with chose to buy a car. That's well above the company average, and he did it with a near perfect CSI score. Christy Harold, also at Hyundai of Lynchburg, she had a fantastic month as a service advisor. Not only were her numbers super high, but she spent a lot of the month training a new service advisor and improving her CSI. Great job multitasking and juggling all the balls, Christy. Over at Honda of Winchester, I want to thank Danielle Mason. Danielle is one of our receptionists, and one of her, I guess, challenges this month was to call every single sales customer to talk to them about our CSI survey. She reminded them, and we finished with a perfect 100% in sales CSI last month. Aaron Baldwin at Valley Chrysler had a perfect CSI for the month. Great job, Aaron. That's not easy in the service department. And I want to shout out Mario Aguilar at Valley Honda. You know, we talk often about, as a sales associate, this is your own business within a business. It's not just about the dealership and the company driving traffic and leads and opportunities through our marketing. We want each one of you all to build relationships, build your networks, and build a group of raving fans who only want to do business with you and with CMA. And Mario had 17 sales last month just from his own referrals, repeat business, and relationships. Great example, Mario. Frank Hubbard over at Honda of Winchester had his best month since joining us since joining our team. He was at 18 units last month. Also at Honda of Winchester, I want to give Manny a shout out in our service department. Finished the month just under 2 hours per RO. And Jeff Wiersma and the whole team there has been so focused this year in making sure we're doing great video multi-point inspections, recommending the work that's needed to our customers, and making sure that we give them a great reason to do the work with us. Great job, Manny, setting a high bar. Corey Garner, congratulations, #1 sales associate across the Valley dealerships for the 2nd month in a row. And Subaru of Winchester, Jolene Palmore, had her personal best of 19. Jeff Holland at Volvo of Charlottesville had his personal best of 21.5. And Subaru of Winchester, every single sales associate had a perfect CSI score for the 4th straight month. Phenomenal. Hyundai of Winchester, Mike Clark, thank you for the time and effort that you have put in to become master certified as a technician at Hyundai of Winchester. We only have room for 4 technicians in that shop, and it is critical that we have experience and knowledge, and Mike, we greatly appreciate you. And then finally, I want to congratulate Jessie Jones from Williamsburg Ford. Jessie's been our body shop manager, has done a phenomenal job moving the needle in our body shop. She was recently promoted to also be over the service department. As Mike Romano moved into the general manager position, Jessie Jones will now be the service and body shop manager for Williamsburg Ford. Awesome job, Jessie. Top sales associates for the month, Jeremy Jenkins from Toyota Chevy of Martinsburg moved 31 lives forward, consistently at the top of our chart. Tim O'Barr, this is the highest Tim has been, 28 at Hyundai of Winchester. Nick Harbo, also with 28 at Toyota Chevy of Martinsburg. David Boone at Toyota Chevy of Martinsburg with 27. Rod Booths at Colonial Kia with 24. Matt Peters, 22 at Toyota Chevy of Martinsburg. Jeff Holland, 20.5 at Volvo of Charlottesville. Karen Rogers with 20 at Colonial Honda, and Rudy Gilbert at 20 at Toyota Chevy of Martinsburg. It was a shorter list this month of sales associates with 20-plus sales, so let's grow that in December. A couple of stories I want to share. Actually, this is more of a congrats. But Mindy and Matt Williams, Matt is a technician for us at Colonial Honda, and Mindy at Colonial Subaru. We want to congratulate you all on the birth of your daughter. We can't wait to meet her. I'm sure you'll have her in the dealership soon because that's how Mindy rolls. Can't wait to meet her. A couple of care stories. I want to thank Skip Shank for showing an incredible level of empathy by taking one of his customers out to lunch. This customer was traveling through, was short on money. They were actually living out of their Jeep, and Skip brought them out to enjoy a meal together. At Subaru of Winchester, we had another customer traveling through, going from Alabama to New York, had trouble with his vehicle, and he ran into Chuck Mason. Neil Lucas and Pierce Cartwright, 2 of our technicians, were able to quickly help and identify that There was an issue with the 5 wheel studs. But then we had to find a wheel. That's where Ray and Cindy started calling around to lots of other Subaru retailers to track one down. They found one. It was 140 miles away. Billy Joe went up to Annapolis, Maryland to pick it up. They quickly got the vehicle back on the road, even though it was after hours and the customer got to New York. Over at Volvo of Charlottesville, another traveler. We had somebody flying out of the airport, ended up with a flat tire. What we did, the team got the customer to the airport in our shuttle, brought the vehicle back to the dealership, fixed the flat tire, and then parked it back at the airport. So when the customer returned home, they didn't miss a beat and had a repaired vehicle. And then the last couple, Anthony up at Toyota Chevy Martinsburg, thank you for your hard work with this customer with the Cadillac. The customer, the vehicle needed service. The customer was supposed to be picking up his daughter from work. Anthony got the customer's shuttle ride home. Anthony himself went and picked up the daughter from work, got the customer, and ultimately got everybody back to the dealership in the repaired vehicle. Mike Desmond. You know, we talk about how it's important to show uncommon level of care for our customers, but it's equally, if not more important, that we do it for each other. And Mike Desmond did that this month. He noticed that one of his fellow associates, Josh Smith, was celebrating an anniversary with his wife for having been married for quite a long time. And Josh didn't have anything special planned. Well, Mike took it upon himself to give Josh his Subaru spin card and make sure that he went and took his wife out for dinner. Because taking care of ourselves and our families outside of work makes us even better at work. And we all know that and want to make sure that we're understanding the importance of all areas of our lives. You know, all of this good happens when we live one of our core values here at CMA, and that's the core value of everyone wins. Remember, all of this begins with you. And as CMA associates, when you love what you do and you're proud of where you work, and you understand what our mission is, and you want to learn and grow and educate yourself so that every interaction that you have with a customer, internal or external, depending on who your customer is of such high quality that the customer wants to do business with us. They want to pay us for the product or service that we're offering them. And when they do that, that's how we make a profit. When we give a customer such high value that they pay us and we make a profit, that's how we give back to the Boys and Girls Club. That's how we're able to contribute so many bikes. That's how we are able to put so much money in your ESOP and then in your paycheck today. Everyone wins. Our associates win, our customers win, and our community wins. Make sure today that every interaction you have with one of your customers or one of your fellow associates is as high a quality as you know you're capable of. Making sure we're providing great value, great levels of care, uncommon levels of care, and moving forward as many lives as we possibly can. Thank you, CMA. Let's have the best December ever and finish out 2023 with a bang.